Hello everybody, this is Bench85. Welcome back to another episode of Farming Simulator 22 here on the West B 4X map, and it is October. It is actually the second day of October here. And I know what I was saying before, we were going to be into harvesting and doing all sorts of stuff, and well, it turns out that nothing is actually ready to harvest yet. Everything was planted late, and because of that, it is not ready. So to make up some cash and stuff like that, I figured we would cut the hay one last time. The grass is definitely high enough. That was a horrible job of me there. That way. Yeah, we'll cut the hay down here. We'll probably just bale it up, and we're just gonna sell it all. We've got plenty of bales stored up, so we might as well just sell it all, and we're making like, I think it was like 20,000 or something like that per load. So if we get 100 bales, what was it? We get 14 bales a load. Even if I get 5 of them, you know, that's $100,000 right there. Can't complain about that, right? We're still trying to keep up with our loans that we took out. I think all of the crops are going to sell right away, straight out of the gate too. Maybe try to sell off, or not sell off, pay off some of the loans a little bit. But I also want to try to get cattle. So I feel like if we get the cattle going, we can start making money back through milk, which can help pay for the loan. So instead of like paying the loans off right away, we should push towards more income. At least that's my thought. I don't know. Could be completely wrong when it comes to that. But that's where we're at. I'm cutting hay here. This is like my third field. Like there's just that little bit left over there afterwards. We're getting our wheat fields here planted. Yep, just these 3 here. If you look, growth-wise, very, very close to being harvested. These guys not so close. I'm really hoping these come through. If they don't, we might be in trouble. Might have wasted our money on these. But we're going to try it. So with that, guys, I'm going to keep working here. We'll see how much cash we can get. And we're going to prep for taking the crops off, I guess. Because that's where we're going to be in the very near future. Well, this is gonna make load number 5. I did take a couple bales out of our bale shed just to make it a full load. We still have like 140 some bales in there, so we've got plenty of hay right now, and obviously we've got the fields to get plenty of hay going into next year, so I'm not too worried about it. The fields got planted. We've got wheat growing in all the fields. This is the last field getting rolled here. He's cruising along, rolling the fields. We're pretty well situated. We get that done, and we're just going to jump ahead and get ourselves into November and start harvesting here. First thing we're going to need to do, though, is get some CCM going. I haven't 100% decided how I want to do this. I have an idea. I don't know if it's going to work, but we can try it out, right? But I'm not going to worry about it too much until we get there. So I'm just going to get these bales sold. They should sell for a little over 20,000. Of course, I keep tagging great demands at the bale sales place, but they're never for hay bales. Because there's been a lot of like conditioned grass, so like partially dried stuff, or you know, just off of the mower. There's been plenty of, I think right now it's got maize silage going on. Basically everything other than hay bales. So kind of sucks that that's what's happening, but you know, it is what it is. And honestly, you look at the prices and stuff, and it's only like maybe $100 more per 1,000 units, so it's not a huge amount, but like we're getting 21, 22,000 per load. We might get close to 30. So I mean, it'd probably add up in the long run. But just not something that works out for us at this point. I think at this point for CCM, I was thinking about this. Like, I have an idea of what I want to do, but we might just put it in that one silo that we built. Just fill that sucker up and call it good. Yeah, that might be what we have to do. I don't know, but we're gonna need some sort of auger wagon or wagon to work with or something. I'll have to see if there's anything on sale. I don't think there's anything on sale right now. In October times here. Oh, I tipped him over. Uh-oh. That bale didn't count. Now it did. It's not bad. $1,500 a bale. Almost $1,550. Can't complain about that. So if we go to here. Oh, there's an auger wagon for sale. I was looking into it, and there's one for sale. It's a pretty good size one, too. Like, it would let us do a lot of things if we wanted to. We can change out the... That's interesting. We can change out the tires. Well, we need something like this for what we're going to be doing. And it's on sale. So we are going to buy it. It got delivered to us. Like I said, it was not on sale earlier. So things have changed today, apparently. The other thing we're going to need is a CCM mill, which is pretty easy to come by. I want to get this guy back. Curious how big. That was like a 350 horsepower style auger wagon. Chase wagon, whatever you want to call it. So that's probably going to have to go behind our other tractor. I don't think this guy will be able to handle it. Don't remember the horsepower on this thing. Although, is this a 410? This is a 410. So this guy should be able to handle it. If we go here, so that's a 450 horse, 430 horse. So yeah, I should be able to handle it. And this has just got a little 125 horse. We're probably gonna need an auger of some sort. Oh, that's right, you can do it by brands. So this guy's still driving along, no big deal. The miscellaneous here. We're going to need this guy, which is our mill. And we're going to want to do it for CCM. You can do it for grain or CCM. CCM is what we want. I like these type of tires. So that should work, and then we're also going to need a pallet of, where is it? I know we're getting close to the farm. We're going to have to do something here pretty soon. I think it's for Laprasil. Oh, look at that. We're still doing fine. I'm pretty sure it's Laprasil. That's the additive that has to go into the CCM. Oh, there's deer crossing. Watch out, deer. You kind of just spawned in right in front of me. But our first priority is going to be take off the CCM we need, get it in the silo, and trying to think of how we want to do this. I don't know if we'll be able to go from the CCM mill into the other one. We might need another wagon, unfortunately. This guy's gonna have to go back in the shed. But I'm gonna finish up on that field. This'll work right here. Gets it out of the area. I'm gonna finish up getting that field rolled. Yeah, this guy right here. Just working on rolling this field. It's not a big field, so shouldn't take too long. I'm going to skip ahead then, and we will start taking off CCM. That's going to be our plan here today. Would you look at those hours? 0.0 hours on this thing. It has not been used yet. Time to open her up though and start working on stuff. It's officially time for us to harvest our, well, we're going to start with our CCM here, which is Corn Meal, or Corn Cob Meal, I guess it would be. I'm curious now. If I do this, and we are going to do a harvest. Yeah, that's the problem. It's going to try to harvest that entire area because it doesn't have like proper cutoffs, break-offs, whatever you want to do. So what we're going to do, we're just going to have it do its thing here. We're just going to tell it to do a regular harvest. It should just go up and down the rows, which shouldn't be an issue because I've got enough headlands taken off that it should just kind of do its thing. At least that's my hope. Before it gets too far along, I want to do some testing here. He doesn't run stuff over, right? No. Okay, good. He's not going to come far enough back, is he? Oh, I think it is. Nice. Well, we can make that work. Although honestly, I guess look at it, it's going to be close to 10% already, huh? Well, it's 10% on this combine. Just over 1,000, so it's going to handle 10,000 units roughly. So not a huge amount. Nope, I went too far. Right here. We'll untarp this guy. I want to come in here. I have a feeling it's going to be like 5 miles an hour roughly. I want to take some of this off because I want to take it over. I want to see if we can get the CCM processing. Yep, I was going a little slow at first. Not exactly sure how many units this thing's going to hold. from the looks of it, it's going to be over 30,000 units. Because we're at 3,000 and we're not at 10% yet. So maybe like 35,000 units, which is pretty respectable. No, it's going to be more than that. I think it was going to get close to 40 or 4,000 for 10%. So that would be at least 40,000, right? Alright, let's take this over. Let's see if we can get that unit running. And we're going to find out if we need another wagon or not. If we need another wagon, we're going to have a problem. Because I don't have a good way... I don't have the money. I don't have a good way of storing stuff right now. And I don't even have the belt system capabilities to try to pick it up and... I don't know. Do something with. I mean, we could switch gears. We could get our take off a bunch of soybeans and sell those soybeans for profit if we wanted to. I'm not sure how much of this corn cob meal we're gonna want to run, but we're gonna find this out, right? Alright, so that's tipped out like that. Should be able to just kind of go along the side here. Yep, so we're dumping it into there. So it's got a pretty good size hopper on there, right? So that is a plus. So if we come back here, you can see we've got about a quarter of the way. So we could have like 12,000, 13,000 units in it. Let me just take this box off here. So if we start this guy up, oops, I forgot to refill it with Lupersil. So it is feeding it directly into there. This guy's not running yet. Oh, it is running up. Sweet, so we can just kind of process this up through here, can't we? Let's check. So if we go here, I think it's going to be this one. So corn, grain, grist is coming in. So we should be able to do this and activate it, right? Yep, there we go. We got CCM being made. It's processing. Sweet. So this system's going to work. You can see it's just slowly processing it in the grain mill. The Lupersil is slowly going down. If you didn't know what I did there, the Lupersil container we have here is right there. And we just kind of, there's a spot for it to go right into there, and then we can just kind of fill it as we go. So everything's working perfectly. Sweet. We're going to have to look at what our mix is. I guess we'll just let this kind of run out, and we'll have to go back over and get this auger wagon filled up and keep processing corn, right? Oh, the deer just got ran over because they spawned basically inside the auger wagon. That's perfect. That's great. It's a little foggy this morning. This bean field here is not ready for harvest yet, as you can tell. There's also a swath in that one that's not ready because that's where I messed up and dug through where I wasn't supposed to dig. But this is great. We're gonna be taking our crops off officially, right? I have that all figured out, and obviously we're still hurting on money because we took out too big of loans and didn't do a good job of properly taking care of things and all that good stuff. I want to drive over here and see what our percentages are. I don't remember what our mix is. It shouldn't be it should be heavy on the haylage and silage and not on the CCM. Yeah, so CCM is like down in the lower parts. So, I mean, if we have like 100,000 units of CCM, I would be happy with that. Like, I'm perfectly fine with that amount. And I think the Lupersil kind of does like silage additive does, and it extends it, so you end up getting more for what you're putting in. So yeah, he's going to turn his beacon on here pretty quick because we got 80%. Yep, there the beacons are on. So this guy shut down. So it's no longer processing. At least until we get this thing filled up. So I don't think all of this corn here, judging by how things are looking, I don't think this entire field is going to be needed to fill that. I think we got more than enough corn here. So once we get the CCM portion figured out and filled into that silo, we can start selling corn. And then we're going to start selling soybeans. I mean, we've got, if you look here, so we got like 4,000 units to work with, right? So this field's off. This field is mostly going to be done, but we're going to see. This is probably going to get sold. And then we've got these fields here, which are also corn that are going to get sold, right? I don't know. It would make more sense for us to like process this as CCM and bring it over here, but I don't think it'll be fine. And then we've got these 3 bean fields here that we can work with. Oh, we weren't watching. He's got a full tank now. I don't remember if he will continue on. Looks like the answer is no. I don't know where that is. I would have to find it. But regardless, let's see here. So, let's see here. There we got 25,000. It was like 10.8. So, that's going to be roughly like 42,000 units. So if we fill this cart up twice, we're going to have close to like 85,000 units. Plus we have the extra that was already in the silo, so we'd be close to 90. If the Lupersil extends it, we might get close to 100,000 units then. So I'll see where those two end up getting us to, and I'll check back in with you guys. Turns out it takes a really long time to process this stuff, which makes sense. It's supposed to take a while. Let this keep filling as we go here. We got about 10% left in here. So it turns out the Lupersil actually like doubles the output. So for instance, how much is there? So there's 15,000 in here, 19,000 left, so I put like 30-some thousand into it, 35,000, right? And I have, okay, maybe it's not double. Uh-oh. Is it because this one's not on? Yep, I forgot to turn the blower on. Well, now there's definitely more in there. So, I think I am going to have to probably start this guy back up. I had stopped him just because everything was full. You know, the grain cart was full, the feed processor was full, everything was full, so I had to wait. but I don't have much left in here. So this isn't exactly how we did it. We did use cob meal, as you call it, or what we called it was high moisture corn. Basically, you take it off before the corn dries down, and if you're not familiar with how the combines work, there's something called sieves in the back that have certain like thick, like little small holes through it, and it was designed so that the corn in this case would like fall down through, and you would have fans blowing across, and all the stuff like the cob and the husk and the leaves and stuff would all get blown out the back. And the corn would work its way down, and then it would make it up into the tank. Well, we would swap out those sieves in back for sieves that had like big holes in them so that we would have cob come down through. And then we would have something kind of like this mill here. Actually, quite a bit like that. It didn't look quite like this, and it had a blower built into it. But basically, we would run the corn up into it, and it would roll it, like crush it between a pair of rollers. Break everything down into smaller amounts. Because it was high moisture, it actually, like it didn't powderize so much. There was some powder, but for the most part, it kind of clumped together. And then it would send it up into the silo. And we had like a sealed corn store that we used most of the time. We still use it to this day, to be honest. But it was definitely a process. It took some work. And this is kind of along those lines. And the cool part is this material is built into the rations in a way that is very similar to what we utilized. So we have that benefit. We obviously didn't have big auger wagons and stuff like that. We didn't have the big tractors. Like our biggest tractor, I think currently is a Magnum, just over a 300 horse, somewhere in that range. Or I think it's right around a 300. This is a 410, obviously. We didn't run auger wagons, although we do have a couple of smaller ones now that we use. Now that we're more of a cash crop operation, instead of all of the dairy animals and stuff like that. We would just use regular gravity boxes, to be honest. But auger wagons definitely have their purpose and their use in the farm industry, just because it simplifies things. You know, you load it up and then you can unload it into a semi or wherever you need to unload it to, right? So I'm going to fill this auger wagon back up again, and we'll use that to fill the silo, and wherever we have it for that, that's where it'll end. I don't think we're going to get this entire field on here. To 54. Yeah. It's missing little bits. I'm going to have to come back through and take some of that stuff off. But yeah, the rest of it we're going to start selling. And then the beans we'll have to store some too. And then we'll sell a bunch of it too. But should be pretty well set then. So I'm going to keep taking off some high moisture corn here, some CCM. And just like that, we are off and running with our first load of corn that's getting shipped out. We're still over on that first field over there. He's probably going to fill up before I get this unloaded and back, but it is what it is. I just don't have the cash right now to get a semi. You know, if I had the semi, I could load that up, take the semi, and then still grab stuff with the auger wagon here. It is what it is. Our wheat is up and running. Apparently there's a corner that didn't get planted there. Oh well. It happens. We were off to here, Premier Cooperative. If you look, Hilltop Grains is actually the better priced one, but that one's way up here, and it's just not worthwhile to take it up there. Not worth the time and money. Plus we have another problem coming here. See, I just got a little bit left here. The weather. Got rain coming in about midday. We've got rain the next day, rain the next day, rain the next day, rain the next day, and then snow here. And I'm driving in the grass. So this harvest is very much going to be harvesting while we can in between the rains. It looks like it's going to be a rough fall. And unfortunately, we've got a decent amount of land and smaller equipment and kind of a lack of equipment in places. It also means we're probably not going to get much dug up this fall. We're going to have to wait till spring to start digging fields up, but luckily we got 2 tractors, 2 pieces of equipment that are capable of digging. So we can at least get that done in a timely fashion. But, I mean, I started at a little after 7 this morning. It's almost 3 hours later, and we're getting our first load out to the co-op here. We are going to get closer to the co-op, so the runs will be a little shorter. This tractor is obviously a little underpowered for this. Struggles getting up this hill. Yep, look at that. He's at 80% already. But we're probably going to be lucky to get a second load out here. And then the rain's going to come. And then we're going to have to wait for the rain to disappear before we can start combining again. So, it sucks. It is what it is. We're just going to have to work around the weather. I want to see how much this load is worth when I dump this. That's what I'm most interested about. So I believe the tip point, yeah, it looks like it's right in here. So I'm hoping we can just kind of drive in here, stay off to this side. If we put this out, nope, touched right there. There we go. So she's gonna unload. That's climbing at a decent rate. Yeah, we might get more cash than we think of through this. That'll be nice. But one of the first things we have to purchase, because we're going to have to put it somewhere, is if we go under belt systems, need a decent sized auger here. We could go with this simple one. I thought about just getting this one because it's going to be very worthwhile. Plus it's standalone, so we can move it around pretty easily. Maybe we have the cash for it right now, right? We got 30-some thousand. That's pretty awesome. And I'm really hesitant to purchase cows right away because I know we're going to need the cash income coming in over the winter time. Otherwise we're going to end up going into the hole. Or we just buy all the products we need for springtime. I don't know. Obviously we're going to have wheat and stuff to harvest in the spring. So we are going to get that that income coming in. So I can't complain about that. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting. If we use the grain bins a lot, I think getting that that big auger is going to be beneficial for us. So I think we're just going to do it. We're just going to go ahead and get the big one. This guy right here. It might even be something that's drivable. Yeah, it is. Oh, it's over here. So we're going to have to probably take that one off of our... Oh, look at that. He's waiting for us. That one's going to have to come off of our list here because we're not going to keep wanting to switch to that. And I got to remember how to take that off. I forget the key binding for it. Alright, let's... I'm curious. If I do the Control H, CP target is not on a field. Oh, so I think you can have them follow the combine around, basically. We might try that out. Oh yeah, that's our field too. That's all our soybeans. Look at all that soybeans. Oh, that's going to be a moneymaker. And luckily we don't have to chase the combine quite so much then, like we do with corn. But I'm going to go from that field to that little field there and kind of work our way around. We're going to try to get all the corn off as quick as possible. Soybeans, I can't do much more than this field here because that field's got a swath up there that I dug up and replanted and is not ready yet, and then the other two fields are not ready yet either. I'm hoping they're ready in December, but there's also snow going to come down, so I don't know. It's going to be an interesting harvest. So let me see how far I can get before it starts raining. Well, it definitely rained about the time they said it would. It was about 12:30. It started raining. And now that it's 6 o'clock, well, 6:30 now, but 6 o'clock roughly is when it stopped raining. We were under the cover of darkness, and judging by the forecast, I have a sneaky suspicion that this is when we're gonna have to be working the fields, because, oh shoot, come on, you can do it, catch up. This thing doesn't quite have the power up the hills here. It's got to get on the flat part and then it'll actually speed up fast enough here. Come on, buddy, you gotta catch up. We're gonna have to run a lot of nighttime harvesting, which is very doable. Well, apparently he decided to stop. I thought he was going to continue on. Yeah, nighttime harvesting is not a big deal, but it is for YouTube. For you guys, this is probably very dark, even though I've got all the lights on right here. And it's going to be hard for you guys to see what's going on. And this is not going to fill this guy all the way up. Not exactly sure why he's starting and stopping. But there's enough on this load, I'll probably just take this one back. Unfortunately, though, I found out that 2 headlands, not enough. With the combine, I'm going to have to run 3 headlands to get this stuff opened up far enough. Which isn't that big a deal as long as you make sure that it travels in a clockwise direction when it's doing the headlands, because then at least the auger is out, right? We can actually unload while he's going around. I don't know how late I'm going to work. We'll see. I'm probably going to start on to field 67, which is the field just below us here. It's quite the big field. There's going to be a lot of corn to take off here. It's this field right here. But like I said, nighttime is not good for you guys, so I'm going to work under the lights here. Oh, there's the driveway. I just had to go a little bit further. My bad. Oh, and you are set up to follow. There we go. Alright. Well, off to the co-op I go. You know, it's kind of nice watching the sunset. Or not sunset, sunrise coming up over the buildings over there. It was the 3rd day of November. Last night I ran until about 11 o'clock at night, shut everything down. We've started up on this field here early in the morning. The deer are out enjoying any corn that might be going over the top of the sieves, which hopefully there isn't too much. There's a lot of field left here, a decent amount. I mean, oh, there was not much of a difference there, but whole crop. Good stuff. Yeah, there's quite a bit of this field left. And then this is a cornfield too. And then we start taking beans off. But I'm not as concerned about the beans because, like I said, we still have this strip and these two fields here, which I'm hoping come to maturation, if you want to call it. Hopefully they mature in December. I'm not entirely sure. If they don't, we wasted a bunch of time on those, but it is what it is. Cash amount's looking good. I can't complain. I'm hoping we have like 300,000 by the time we're done with harvest. That would be really nice. That would give us a nice cushion. It would let us buy some cows so we can start actually getting some cows going here. Let's see here. He's got a little ways to go. I need about a little less than 9,000 to fill this up. So he should have his beacons on by the time we get to that point. But yeah, it'll let us get some cows. It'll let us have a cushion so we'll be set for interest coming in, paying back our loan payments. I wish there was a way I knew I could get, you know, if you start going into this stuff and construction and let's see here, generators, you know, makes you wonder if you put like one of these up or something. It's only $1,000 a month though, but it's still $1,000 a month, right? And this guy is $9,000 a month for a solar panel array. And you go a little more, and then you got $14,000 a month for a small one. Obviously, we're not gonna have enough for this guy, but you know, it makes you wonder a little bit. You know, was it worthwhile getting into the generator stuff? I don't know. It's not something I've messed with too much. Oh, there we go. The tag for rain. Weather-wise for today. Oh, of course, we got an autosave. Weather's right here. Just let me click on it. Most of the day looks good. We've got a little bit of rain coming in the afternoon, and then it'll continue on. Tomorrow there's a chance of rain. I mean, there's just rain and snow chances for like the rest of the forecast, right? So we're just gonna have to harvest while we can and take off as much as we can and just kind of make do with what we have. Yeah, he should make it to the end and then loop around. At least I hope so. Definitely taking a decent amount. As far as this goes, so our seed rates, let's see, your yield, this is what I want to look at. So corn-wise, we didn't do too bad. There's definitely some green over here. That's good. A little bit of green here. Otherwise, it's mostly yellow. This is money that we're making on here, right? So get this amount. We've made 96,000 on this. Look at all these different things. Total earnings, not bad. You go to this bit. This is starting to come up. We're almost even. This one is obviously in the hole. This one's obviously in the hole. Oh, this is all part of it. So the beans and stuff are going to be included. And this one we've got 71,000. So, interesting stuff. Alright, we have enough on here. I'm going to fill it up. But we are over our time. It has been over half an hour on this episode. So I think it's time for us to kind of stop here. I'm going to keep taking the corn off. I will bring you guys back in the next episode when we're getting ready to do beans. Because I mean, obviously, doing this corn stuff here, like it's the same stuff. We just wait around, run this guy alongside the combine, let him put it in the auger wagon. The auger wagon goes back to the co-op. We empty it out, gain some cash, and then do it all over again, right? So, it is what it is. But, thank you guys all for watching. And until next time, as always, take it easy.